Good evening, it's great to be back as we bring you all the action from the weekend and this evening in the company of former Scotland striker Julie Fleeting. Now, Hearts are certainly having an impressive season. Their continued progress, though, would be tested by Rangers, who this season have yet to lose a match.
For Hearts, Monica Forsyth, who made her first start in just under a year last month, returns to the 11, returns on scoring form with 3 in her last 2 league matches, and Miki, who's also been an important addition, also starts. Rangers make 5 changes, Fife replaces Essen in goal, Midak will replace Martinez at centre defence, Brogan Hay, Chelsea Cornet and Sam Kerr all come into the side. Bit of neat footwork in a tight space. McLaughlin gets the break and releases Kirsty McLean. Kavanagh's quick pass for Lizzie Arnott. There's that whole left wing available if she wants to go on the run. The cross for Howitt. An important block by Vine Sampson. Turns it behind for the first corner of the match. It's Rennie with possession for Hearts. Penman now for Rood. He tries to force Penman back. Gives her more to think about. Cornet takes it away from Miki. She has Sam Kerr to her left, but Cornet strikes. And that was a wonderful save.
Yeah, it was a great save, but it comes from indecision in possession from Penman there. There's nothing on going forward. She needs to take an early decision to play that ball back, either to Sampson, to the goalkeeper, to switch the point of attack. But good pressing by Hay, and what a shot.
And Wood will settle down for Hearts. Here's Timms. One Hearts attacker against 2 Rangers defenders at the moment. Timms leaves Midak. Rennie in the box, gets the shot away, but it's tame and right at Jenna Fife. Howitt provides an option. It's given away. Kirsty Howitt has only Lizzie Arnott to aim for. Brownlee's header. We just go past the Hearts goal and out for a corner to defend. The supporters and the benches beside us held their breath there, Gemma.
Not going to lie, I thought that was in. I thought everybody thought that was in.
Tessel Midak goes in search of Kirsty Howitt. Sam Kerr releases Lizzie Arnott. Hayes moving into the penalty box. It's left for Kirsty Howitt. Settles herself and Sampson heads it away. That's a big chance for Rangers. Big goalkeeping from Parker Smith.
That's a chance that you'd expect Howitt to score.
Kira Grant will press and wins the ball back. Precise cross blocked again. Just as Hearts were getting bodies in and around that penalty area. Is there an opening for Rangers? Kirsty Howitt, the flag stays down. She has to go on her own, stabs it towards goal.
Good save there. I think Hearts wanting an offside there, but I think Penman on that far side was playing her on. Really good. First time you can really say Rangers have got in behind here. Howitt comes in. You know, Hunter does well coming back on the inside. Maybe Howitt can take that first touch across Hunter, which means that all she can do is fill. But once again, Parker Smith does come up with a big save.
Timms forces Davison to take it forward. McCoy steps in. Danielson to her right. Hay has space on the right wing. That's where it goes. Brogan Hay towards the back post. It clips the crossbar. And it will be harmless in the end from Brogan Hay. Kavanagh. Lifted forward for Danielson. Lovely touch for Arnott. McCoy peels away. She's into the area. The flag is raised on the far side.
Oh, I'd like to see that one again.
And you can hear what the supporters and Gemma think of that one.
You look at the natural lines in the pitch here. Look at Penman. Yeah, I think she's onside there. I think Rangers have got a right to feel aggrieved there.
I'm happy with the performance, but for the hard work, for the attitude was the main thing today, I think. Because yes, first half we had chance, but second half I expect have the possession more because I'm demanding. But well, at the final we were fighting to get something of this match, and we got, and I'm happy.
Yeah, there's a demand put on us, you know. We're expected to go in and win the games, you know. I thought by and large, we controlled the game, which we know we'll do. Where we as clinical as we should have been, no, we weren't, and hence the reason we got the draw.
Well, Julie, quite emotional scenes actually from a Hearts point of view. It just shows you how much it means to them.
Yeah, I think they'd put so much into the game. They were just desperate to get over the line. They worked extremely hard, especially defensively, against a really good Rangers side. So the fact that they managed to come away with a really important point against one of the title challengers, then you can see it was obviously quite emotional at the end for them, but they were delighted with their work rate.
Yeah, as you would expect, Rangers had plenty of possession. They had chances too. Howitt certainly was in there in the mix, wasn't she?
She was, yeah. She had a couple of really good opportunities. Opportunities I'm sure now she'll be thinking back and really regretting. I think the first one, as it comes over to her, she's got a lot of time to think about it. All credit to Parker Smith. She makes a great block, kind of unorthodox style of goalkeeping, but very, very effective. And the second one is she's running through. For me, she's desperate to keep it on her right foot. I think if she takes it on her left foot, she would then be able to go across Parker Smith. But take nothing away from Parker Smith. It's another brilliant save to keep her team in the game. But opportunities you would expect someone of Kirsty Howitt's quality to tuck away.
There was a big call in this one, wasn't there? An offside flag went up. Was McCoy offside, do you think?
I think for me, she looks like she's managed to stay onside. It was great build-up play from Rangers, brilliant movement off the ball. For me, she looks like she times her run really well. And I think in that occasion, it looked like the wrong decision. And McCoy running through and goal. Parker Smith was in fine form, but she certainly looked favourite to come off with a goal there.
Well, some will see that as Rangers dropping points, but they've yet to lose in the league all season. Given their squad strength, given their resources, are they still the ones to beat, do you think?
I think at the moment you have to look at Glasgow City. They're the team that are leading the way. They're top of the league. You then get Celtic. So Rangers will definitely consider that points dropped. I think when you are the team who want to be the champions at the end, you're the current champions, they are a team capable of going to anywhere and collecting points, and I think for them they'll be extremely disappointed with not their performance, because they did play well, they did create chances, but how clinical they were in the end. I think that's cost them.
From a Hearts point of view, they're having a brilliant season, building upon what they did last season. They've gone semi-professional. They've brought in some really, really good players that have strengthened their side. A lot to like about them.
But as you can see, what's nice about it is that you can see the growth. You can see that they're trying to create something at the club by going semi-professional. They're then able to attract players to their club, which is only going to strengthen their squad. You can see the fact that they're improving every single week, and they were delighted today. Of course they were, with a brilliant, really strong defensive performance. But you can see they've got quality in all areas of the pitch, and I think they're going to be a team to watch for the future.
Now, when Dundee United and Glasgow City met in August, City ran riot. Would we see more of the same from the league leaders this time out?
Just the one change for Dundee United after their 2-0 loss against Hearts in the Scottish Cup 4th round last weekend. Niamh Guthrie comes in for Nyla Murphy. And 3 changes for Glasgow City. Erin Clackers, Chloe Warrington and Megan Foley coming in for Lee Gibson, Amy Muir and Abby Grant. Lauder lofts that to the back post. Erin Greening's in there, she nods. Glasgow City into the lead after only 45 seconds. What a start. Here is Greening, the goal scorer. Out to Lauren Davidson. Slips in Kozak. United able to clear this time. Although Claire Delworth is taking her time over it. Davidson. Well, it comes all the way to Hayley Lauder. Simple finish. And a goal of United's own making. Just too slack at the back. And Lauder punishes them. Lofted ball forward, which Moore should gather. Clacker's under a bit of pressure, but she finds Jenna Clark. Although that's a slack pass. Here's Danny McGinley. Tries from distance. Fine finish from Danny McGinley. And United have a goal back. It was sloppy from Glasgow City. A good drive from McGinley. How will City respond to losing that goal? Well, they've broken the offside line despite the protests. Here's Emily Whelan, good save, it comes back to her. And after 2 minutes, City restore the 2-goal cushion. It's Emily Whelan with the goal. Comfortable 3-1 lead at half-time. Well, City extend the scoreline in the second half. Here's a good chance now. It's Foley. She cuts back to Forrest, well saved. And there's Lauren Davidson to get her name on the score sheet. Just over the hour mark. And Glasgow City starting to pull away from their hosts at Gussie Park. Simple ball forward, finds Kinga Kozak in behind. She pokes beyond McNichol. Oh, fantastic from Cassie Cowper. Didn't give up on that. They may be 4-1 down, but that's determined defending. City take it short. Kozak pulls it back to Warrington. Clip to the back post, there's Erin Greening in again. She scuffs the shot, but it goes all the way in. Not quite a fantastic fifth. Erin Greening won't mind. So that shot trundles across the face of goal. It's another short corner from City as they work the ball around. Here's Chinchilla to the back post. Erin Greening's in again. She's got her hat-trick. Not the usual suspect when it comes to the goals, but a hat-trick for her today, Erin Greening. Another lofted ball over the top. That's a great cross in. There's Lisa Forrest with her first City goal. Fantastic cross from Megan Foley, inch perfect. And she slots past McNichol. Chinchilla works it into the midfield and then plays the through ball for Hayley Lauder. What can she do? Looks up, there's Forrest again. It's a second for Forrest, it's an 8th for City. A comfortable win, and they'll open up a 6-point lead at the top of the table.
Yeah, it was really difficult. I felt the girls showed a real good attitude to kind of respond after the 2 early goals, and I didn't think we obviously deserved anything from the game, but I certainly think the scoreline was probably really harsh on the girls.
Been asked to take on this position at the minute. I'm just trying to do the job to the best of my ability, and we just need to wait and see what the club decide is the best route forward.
Well, Julie, it was a perfect start, wasn't it, from a Glasgow City point of view? 45 seconds on the clock and they were 1 up.
Yeah, I think when you're going into any game, that's one of the focus on the dressing room, is that make sure we start the game really well, and Glasgow City did just that. For Dundee United, they would have been really disappointed, because when you're playing against one of the top sides, it's really important that you try and hold off for as long as possible, stay in the game, and give yourself an opportunity then late in the game to have an impact. So for Glasgow City, delighted with their quick start, and it really set the ball rolling for them.
Yeah, it certainly set Erin Greening's ball rolling. That was the first of her 3 goals this afternoon. She made quite an impact, and starting maybe just to show what she's all about, getting her chance in that team.
Yeah, I think she's been patient, and she's been at Glasgow City and she's bided her time. She's now in at right back. To have your right back scoring a hat-trick is quite impressive. Glasgow City are a side where goals come from all over their team, so really pleasing for them to have Erin at right back scoring the hat-trick today.
Now, there was screams for an offside decision here, but what do you think? Was Whelan on?
I think Claire Delworth plays her on if you just have a look at where the position is on the pitch. Dundee United were really disappointed because that could have been quite a bit of a turning point for them. With the score at 2-1, they managed to pull that goal back, and they were probably hoping to try and push and put pressure on City. But I think when the third goal goes in, it's a bit of a blow for them, and they're kind of clutching a wee bit there, calling for offside, because I think if you can see, it does look like the left back is playing her on.
Now, before City kicked off, they would have known that Rangers would have dropped points. That would have given them a real lift, would it?
I think it would, definitely. I think for City, they would be saying, let's focus on us. But I think every single player in that dressing room would have got a bit of a lift, a bit of a buzz, knowing that the team closest to them had dropped points. But also, you make sure you need to stay focused then, because it's really important that you don't slip up and you can capitalise on the fact that Rangers have, in their opinion, I'm quite sure, it's been 2 points dropped. So Glasgow City would have to be professional about their game today, and go in and kind of do the business, what they know they're capable of, what they've worked on in training all week, I'm quite sure, and it's exactly what they did.
We heard from Leanne Ross there. Of course, she's the interim manager. She was quite cagey on her future, I think it's fair to say. But is she giving herself a really good chance of trying to get this job full time? Would she want it, do you think?
I'm quite sure she would. She's a club legend. She's well respected. She's someone who, as a player, was very, very professional, lives and breathes football. For me, when she was a player stepping up as the captain of the club, you would have assumed that would have been the next step for her. She's come in and she's been an assistant coach, and now I'm quite sure she would do a wonderful job there. She's Glasgow City through and through, so I couldn't think of anyone better.
Now, only 3 points separated Motherwell and Hibernian, with Motherwell just sitting outside the top 6 at the moment. They met at K Park.
Emily Much, Lucy Ronald, Katie Wright and Carla Boyce are all ex-High Bs. Rice and Boyce netted last week in the Cup. Dean Gibson names an unchanged side from the team that won 3-0 against Spartans in the Scottish Cup last weekend. Lucy Parry scored her first goal for Hibs against Motherwell back in August. Ellis Notley floats one in. Ailey Adams is under it. Never too troubling for Much. Hibs have been very patient in their build-up play. Motherwell contesting well, holding their shape. Murray with a splitting ball. Michaela McAloney now breaking free. She just shoots over the crossbar. A great chance for McAloney, she knows it. Much parries, only as far as Shannon McGregor, and Hibs have the breakthrough. Shannon McGregor with a cracking right-footed effort into the bottom corner. Back in the side today after a bit of illness. She makes her presence known. Lucy Parry into Lockwood now. Little bit of space, and Katie Lockwood makes it 2 for Hibs with her first goal for the club. You can see how much it means to her. Lovely finish on the left. Hines. Lockwood again. Forces a save out of Much, and Ailey Adams misses from point blank range. Tensions are building between the dugouts. Just reaching boiling point. Heat rising in this affair. And both managers have their name in the book late on.
You know, we just felt at times where the final part of our game, you know, that final part, decision making, the final third was letting us down first half. And when you look at the chances that we created, you know, across the whole 90 minutes, you know, we should be turning some of them into goals. But that's a challenge for us.
The first half was very even. We knew we had to tweak a couple of things at half time, and I think the changes definitely influenced the second half in regards to we were a little bit more dominant, kind of in both in and out of possession in the second half.
Well, Julie, that was a big win for Hibs because they'll want to stay in contention for that top 6 place, won't they?
They will. They're a club who should be in the top 6. They have been beaten by Motherwell already this season, so that would have been in the back of their minds. So very even, both sides, I have to say, the way the game went, especially in the first half. So Hibs would be delighted second half to come out and get those 2 important goals.
Yeah, talk us through the goals.
So Shannon McGregor, I think for me, it comes, I don't think the goalkeeper gets enough on her punch. I think it's a brilliant corner to start with into a really dangerous area, right on top of Much. She doesn't get enough on her punch. Shannon McGregor takes a wonderful touch, and it comes through bodies from there. She's lucky that it does come straight through the bodies, it doesn't come off anyone. But yeah, I think a goal which you would have hoped, or Motherwell would certainly have hoped they could have prevented. The second goal, Katie Lockwood, she makes a brilliant run to stay onside, times it really well, accurate pass, and then it's all about the finish after that. She manages to pick her spot and a really composed finish in the end.
Yeah, it was a good finish, wasn't it? Hibs are trailing Hearts by 5 points, a bit of unusual circumstances from their point of view. They'll be looking at that table, and that'll give them a little bit of hunger, won't it, to try and put some results together?
Well, I think you're always looking at the team that's that one spot ahead of you. The fact that it is their rivals just adds to it. They definitely don't want to be finishing second between Hearts and Hibs, so it makes it that bit better. They're desperate, they'll be desperate to try and catch them and overtake them, but yeah, Hearts do have that cushion, as you say.
And as part of the highlights there, we saw passions boiling over, we think, over that tackle, which looked a little bit clumsy. Is that fair to say?
It does, but I mean, there's so many tackles like that going in a game, but I think both sides, with the game being really tight, a lot of passion in the sidelines. I'd have loved to have known or got to hear it all pan out, but yeah, I think the referee managed to settle it down. It didn't look like Paul Brownlee that had caused the ruckus, but he was certainly given the yellow card as a result of being in charge of his dugout, as the referee said, but he'll be disappointed that the yellow card was shown to him.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed at that. He'll be disappointed more at the result though, won't he?
He will, yeah, because I'm sure that was a game where they felt if they had played well enough, then they would take 3 points. And I think just the way the game went, they didn't manage to capitalise on any of the opportunities that they got. And I think that is a game that they'll look back on and regret, because I think from a Motherwell point of view, they're a team who are also, we talked about Hearts, who are growing and developing. Motherwell are exactly the same. We see massive improvements in Motherwell this season. In games against Hibs in previous seasons, they wouldn't have felt like they could go and take all 3 points. But I think today they would have felt that they were a good enough side to do that, and a disappointing result in the end for them.
Well, when Partick Thistle and Spartans last met, they played out a 0-0 draw. Would we see goals this time around?
Some goals today between Thistle and Spartans would be nice. The last 2 meetings have ended 0-0. 3 points separate the teams in the table. It's Spartans who are doing the chasing. Megan Cunningham is back in goals for Thistle. Amy Bullock is selected in midfield with Rebecca McGowan, while McGlashan returns from injury for a place on the bench. Becky Galbraith can't be ignored for Spartans. They'll hope that the form that took them to the Cup semis can be replicated in the league post-Christmas. Thistle making hay early on. Donaldson looking to isolate Cleland, does so well. It's well saved. Smashed home in the rebound by Henderson. Harrison did well to parry Ferguson's shot, but Henderson there to score her 5th of the season. Galbraith in field for Robinson, but it breaks for Thistle. And Donaldson's in. And Harrison's had a rush of blood to the head. And Thistle are in a rush to double their tally, 2-0 to the hosts. The last 4 games between these two have ended in a draw. Doesn't look like that'll be the case today. Just 1 win in 9 games for Spartans. That came against Glasgow Women before the Christmas break. And Mason's been played in here. The flag's gone up, and that finish will not count. Bullock for Donaldson. Clipped in and just out of Henderson's reach. Jordan's shot deflected and has to be parried wide by Megan Cunningham. Robinson thumps the ball clear. Galbraith looking to take advantage of some hesitant defending. Jordan must, she can't. And that keeps Thistle's lead rather comfortable. Thistle on their way to a victory here. Another would seal it though. Maybe they'll get it here. Parried by Harrison. Ferguson! There it is. Thistle home and dry. A comprehensive performance rewarded with a third goal by Abby Ferguson. And they'll go 6 points clear of Spartans.
I say that the girls at half-time that for the first 45 minutes is the best I've seen them. I thought my team were absolutely excellent. Everything we'd worked on in training this week came off to a tee today, and I was just so proud of them.
Well, Brian Graham there, clearly we heard from a very happy man. It just all came together.
Yeah, I think it was one of those games where he felt that everything that they had been working on throughout the week, I think as a coach that's your dream, isn't it? You're in the training pitch all week and you're trying to get your point across to the girls. And he just felt that it all came together for them. It certainly was an impressive display from Partick Thistle today. And yeah, you can see he was just delighted with the progress that his side are making.
Let's have a look at the goals. Could Spartans have done any better for any of them, do you think?
I think the first goal, when you're in this position and you're really struggling for results, it can be moments like this that kind of go wrong for you. And the fact that the goalkeeper does make the save, but it's Henderson who reacts quickest. She's in the right spot at the right time, and these can be the fine margins in games. The second goal, Harrison, I'm not sure what she's doing. I think she needs to stay away. She needs to allow her defender to take care of the challenge, but Rachel Donaldson manages to tuck it away. And then the third goal, which kind of puts the win in place for Partick Thistle, and it's Abby Ferguson. Harrison gets her hand to it, but Abby Ferguson's in the right spot just to tuck it away, and you can see Partick Thistle were delighted with that. We're 3-0. It's comfortable for them. They can see out the rest of the game, and a really important 3 points for them.
Yeah, and they're now in the top 6. Another team building upon and improving upon what they did this time last year. Yeah,
there'll be so many teams now that feel like they're capable of pushing for that top 6. So it's really competitive in there. We have that top 3 of City, Rangers and Celtic, who are our title challengers, you would say, at this moment in time, but there's then another pack who will be fighting to get in the top 6, and Partick Thistle at this moment in time are looking good for it.
Well, let's bring you some more action now. And Celtic were hoping to keep in touch with those at the top. They were away to Glasgow Women.
Celtic have an opportunity to put pressure on the top 2, and City and Rangers with this early kick-off against Glasgow Women this afternoon. Philippa McConnell is straight into the side after joining on loan from Motherwell in the midweek, and captain Siobhan Honeyman scored the second in last weekend's 5-1 victory over Inverness in the Scottish Cup. Celtic start SWPL life without Clarissa Larissy after her switch to BK Hacken. Celtic put 9 past Falkirk in the Scottish Cup last week to progress into the 5th round. And swinging ball. Lisa Robertson will attempt to keep it alive, driving down to the byline, a floating ball in, and there is Natalie Ross. Celtic have an early lead. It appears the midfielder's taken a sore one while grabbing the opener, but Ross was there nonetheless, and look at that. You can feel the effects. McInerney brings that down, threading through ball for Amy Gallagher, bearing down on goal, and Amy Gallagher makes it 2. She's in a hurry. She grabbed a hat-trick last week against Falkirk, and she looks in the mood again today. Perfectly weighted pass. Always fancy Gallagher from range there. Robertson with an attempt from distance, catches Reeve slightly off guard. Miriam Akinene, and Glasgow women do manage to somehow keep that out eventually. Jacinta's corner. Reeve grasps and spills, and Amy Gallagher is waiting and puts it away for Celtic's third of the afternoon. Relentless fashion. It's a goalkeeping error from Reeve. Seems to have it under control in the spill and allows Gallagher. Robertson, Jacinta on the run. She loves to be in this kind of position, Jacinta. And it falls to Amy Gallagher. Well, she bagged a hat-trick last week and she's bagged a hat-trick this afternoon. In the first half. She won't score many simpler hat-tricks than that. Hayes. Menglu into Amy Gallagher now, and she's been felled under Jade Wilson, and it will be a penalty. Gallagher to take and Gallagher to dispatch. Fantastic 5 for Celtic, 4 for Amy Gallagher. Turning into quite the show. Corner floated in, Caitlin Hayes with the deftness of headers, looping over Reeve and just drifting into the back of the net. Evades all, really. Kelly Clark, defence splitting pass into Jacinta now. She gets in on the act. Reeve comes. And Jacinta sneaks that one beneath for a magnificent 7 for the hoops. The deftest of touches from Jacinta. On the far side, Celtic searching for an 8th. Jacinta sends it in. Maria McInerney is waiting right in front of Reeve. Thank you very much, she says. A comfortable afternoon's work for Celtic.
Yeah, listen, we've got 3 big games coming up. We've got a really big game against Hamilton on Wednesday night, and that's where the focus now goes to. We need to try and get this out of our system quickly, not feel too down, because there's large periods in the game today where we've done really well, but just frustrated with the amount of goals that we lost throughout the 90 minutes.
They make it so hard for us. They put bodies on the line. They were well organised, so it cost us a while. But I thought, as the game was going, we were growing into it. And then I thought we end up in the second half, we were outstanding.
Well, Julia, a really solid win from a Celtic point of view, and it was so easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a game where they didn't struggle at all for goals, and but you need to be professional in those moments, get the job done. What could come back to really matter for them is goal difference, because it's so tight at the top of the table. So for Celtic, they would have wanted to get ahead early, make sure that they have a convincing win and add to that goal difference tally.
Yeah, and they did get ahead early, and my goodness, Natalie Ross, she had to come off because of that head injury, but so brave, and that looked a sore one, didn't it?
It did, it really does. Lisa Robertson does brilliant to get the cross in, really inviting cross, and as Natalie Ross bravely puts her head in there, she looks like she just hits the back of the defender's head, and you can see it's typical Natalie Ross walking off instead of being stretchered off, but you can see how painful that looks, and I really hope that she recovers quickly, because she's an important player for Celtic.
Yeah, we certainly hope she's okay. Another player who really impressed this weekend was Amy Gallagher. She signed in the summer. She's taken her chances when they've been presented to her, and my goodness, she did that again this weekend, didn't she?
Yeah, she's really important. She's getting really important goals. She seems clinical. She finds herself in really clever areas of the pitch. Her first goal is a great run. She stays on side. She's really composed in the finish. And then her second and her third are pretty similar. She picks up good spots in and around the box. She just seems to know where the ball's going to drop. And although they're easy, it's an easy finish for her. She has to be in that right moment, and she's also very composed when the ball drops to her. And our fourth one, the penalty, great penalty, gives the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. So the fact that she is scoring so many goals, she's really key to Celtic at the moment.
Yeah, and Celtic right in the mix.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are. There's still plenty of points to play for them themselves. They'll have been sitting quiet. People are talking about Rangers. City are always a name that's on everyone's lips when you're talking about women's football. And Celtic are just going about their business. They're collecting points week in, week out. And they'll be hoping to be in exactly that spot come the end of the season.
Yep, they will indeed. Well, both Aberdeen and Hamilton Accies are both looking to move away from their relegation playoff spots. They met at the Balmoral Stadium.
Wins have been scarce this season for both clubs, 5 between them in total. Both must see this as an opportunity to add a tally in that column. The threat of relegation is very real for both clubs. Aberdeen's interim manager Gavin Levy is hoping to build momentum after a winning resumption in the Scottish Cup. Accies are 1 point ahead of the Dons in the table. They beat them in the league opener back in August. Well taken on the turn by Stewart. His pass is slightly loose but will be picked up by Campbell, who passes responsibility to Ogilvie, who almost grabs that responsibility with both hands. Just a couple of inches too high from a stunning opener. Martin strong in the tackle and a good exchange with Giard. Angling for the shot, closed down. Comes instead from Potter. McCann took no chances in the Dons goal. Hutchison with Quinn for company. Dangerous cross. Bailey Collins looks skywards. I don't think she's expected that to come over 3 heads and arrive at her feet. Chance for Aberdeen to take the lead on the stroke of half-time. Bouncing and bouncing in. Hannah Stewart with a broad smile. She'll claim it. It looks to have come off Gardner on the way in. That's a real opportunity for Giard. Someone of her quality as well. Gardner breezes past Campbell. She won't be caught. Oh, and that's an awkward touch. And Aberdeen survive. Just. Broderick almost turning that into her own goal. Pumped forwards by Gover. Hutchison's through for 2. What composure in front of goal from Bailey Hutchison. And a much needed win for Aberdeen is on the cards here. If it stays this way, they'll go above Accies in the table. Scoring goals hasn't been such a problem for Aberdeen recently. They've scored in 5 of their last 6 now, and they're looking for another one. Hutchison bends it wide, high and wide, but it should be immaterial in the end up here. Aberdeen are home and hosed, even one for Accies now. It's too late in the day. Giard takes it in, fins off our marker wonderfully, and McCann, not once but twice, gets our hands to the ball. And Aberdeen pick up a much needed 3 points.
We needed those 3 points. That lets us jump the table, takes a wee bit of pressure off, but yeah, it gives us momentum to keep going in the season, and yeah, we're delighted the team were excellent today.
Well, Julie, clear something up for us. The opening goal, Hannah Stewart claims it, but are we thinking own goal?
It does look from the kind of footage that we have from behind the goal that it is an own goal, but I mean, Hannah Stewart, she runs away with such conviction. I think if you do that, then the chances are people are going to believe it. I'm sure Gardner would rather it's Hannah Stewart's goal as well, so I think both parties would be happy if it was given to Stewart.
It's been a torrid old time for Aberdeen, hasn't it? Obviously, they're still looking for a new manager. This one only their third league win of the season. It was much needed as well, wasn't it, this victory?
It was, and when things are going on behind the scenes and it's difficult when there's changes at the club, then it's going to have an impact on the pitch as well. They haven't got that settled environment at the moment in terms of who is going to take them on in the future. So it is a difficult time, and yeah, I'm sure getting the 2 goals and getting the victory was important today.
We heard from one of the goal scorers, Bailey Hutchison. She's still really young, isn't she? But she's still such a key player for this Aberdeen side. How far do you think she can go in the game?
You're saying exactly that. She's really young. She's a player who we talk about week in, week out, with her quality, with how good she is in front of goal. And I think she'll have a really bright future if she continues to progress in the way that she has been in the last couple of seasons. Her goal itself, she takes it so well. As the ball comes across, she doesn't lash at it, she doesn't panic. She has a wee look to see where the goalkeeper is, and it's a really calm finish. And to have that at such a young age, you can only see her going on and getting better.
Hamilton Accies really struggling, and next up for them, Glasgow Women. That's quite a big match actually from their point of view, isn't it?
Well, it'll be a really big match for them, because a game where they'll be going into it hoping to get the victory, needing to get the victory, having come off a defeat from Aberdeen, which I'm sure would be really disappointing for them, a game that they would have been going in with a lot of confidence. So it is a big game. It's a game where they need to pick up 3 points, but Glasgow Women equally, they'll definitely be wanting to try and get some points on the board, and they'll be seeing the Hamilton game where they think they could go and take something from. So it'll be an interesting one to see what the outcome will be of that game.
Well, let's have a look at how the SWPL 1 table looks after those matches this weekend. Glasgow City moves 6 points clear at the top of the table. They've played a game more. Celtic jump to second on 34 points. Rangers fall to third on 33. Hearts stay fourth. Aberdeen jump to ninth, with Dundee United dropping to 10th. Accies drop a place too. They're 9 points ahead of bottom club Glasgow Women. And there's plenty more football action coming your way across BBC Scotland. The focus falls on the Scottish Cup in the men's game this week. On Saturday, it's Celtic against Morton. That's on BBC One Scotland from midday. On Monday, can Darvel cause an upset? They face Aberdeen, and it's live on BBC Scotland from 7:30. And that means our usual SWPL highlight show moves to Tuesday night. That's on BBC Scotland at 7 o'clock. Well, that's it for this evening. My thanks to Julie for your insight tonight. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.